On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Neuroscience.
The scientific study of the function, structure, and disorder of the brain and the nervous system.
Examples:
The branch of neuroscience. A theoretical concept in neuroscience. Our university is famous for its professors, who are well-versed in behavioral neuroscience.
Frost.
A thin layer of ice that forms on surfaces when the temperature falls below freezing, whether cold enough to cause freezing.
Examples:
5 degrees of frost. Frost line. The frost on the ground made it slippery and difficult to walk.
Hologram.
A three-dimensional image produced by the interference of light beams from a laser or other coherent light sources used for artistic, scientific, or commercial applications.
Examples:
Hologram projection. Hologram technology. The museum had a hologram exhibit that was very popular with visitors.
Eyeball.
The round part of the eye of a vertebrate that is usually inside the head and, therefore, cannot be seen.
Examples:
Eyeball motion. Redness of the eyeball. Increased eyeball pressure leads to the development of glaucoma.
Glazed.
Having a shiny surface or coating, as if covered in glass, having a dull, blank expression.
Examples:
Glazed roofing tile. Glazed finish. He looked at her with a glazed expression, not quite comprehending what she was saying.
Swipe.
To strike, hit, or slap with a sweeping motion, to pass a magnetic stripe or barcode through a scanner to read data, to steal or take something quickly and with little effort.
Examples:
Swipe a card. Swipe left on a dating app. He tried to swipe the phone from my hand, but I held on tight.
Hysterical.
Marked by or in a state of excessive or uncontrollable emotion.
Examples:
Hysterical laughter. Get hysterical easily. The frustration that had accumulated for a long time made her hysterical.
Dichotomy.
A division or contrast between two things that are or are represented as being opposed or entirely different. A sharp contrast between two opposing and mutually exclusive categories or concepts.
Examples:
Moral dichotomy. Psychological dichotomy. The dichotomy between good and evil is common in literature and philosophy.
Crappy.
Of poor quality, not satisfactory.
Examples:
Crappy service. Crappy Spanish. The food at the restaurant was crappy and overpriced.
Ancestor.
A person from whom one is descended, a forefather.
Examples:
Ancestor language. Earliest human ancestor. My remote ancestor immigrated to the United States from Ireland in the 1800s.
Cognition.
The psychological process of perception and learning and reasoning, the mental action or process by which knowledge and understanding are developed in the mind.
Examples:
Social cognition. Cognition disorder. The professor focused on the research of infant cognition.
Campfire.
An outdoor fire used for cooking, warmth, or light, often made by camping or in rural areas, a gathering or social event around such a fire.
Examples:
Campfire story. Roast marshmallows around the campfire. We sat around the campfire and told stories late into the night.
Symphony.
A long musical composition in Western classical music for orchestra, usually with 3 or 4 main parts called movements.
Examples:
A symphony orchestra. A beautiful symphony. The frequent performances of the symphony prove its popularity.
Hunch.
To lean forward or arch one's back in a way that suggests a feeling of suspicion or uncertainty. To have a feeling or presentiment that something is true or likely to happen, without evidence or explicit proof.
Examples:
Hunch against the rain. Hunch up the shoulders. I hunch over my computer all day, and my back aches after a while.
Rectangle.
A 4-sided geometric shape with 4 right angles, where opposite sides are parallel and of equal length.
Examples:
Orthogonal rectangle. Rectangle box. The living room had a rectangle-shaped coffee table in the center of it.
Fumble.
To handle something awkwardly, to make mistakes or errors in attempting something.
Examples:
Fumble about in a bag. Fumble a grounder. The receiver fumbled the ball, and the other team recovered it.
Meta.
Pertaining to or involving a higher or more abstract level of analysis, interpretation, or self-reference, often used to describe aspects of gaming, social media, or other online communities that involve self-conscious or self-referential elements.
Examples:
Meta-analysis. Meta-language. The meta-description of a website is an important element for search engine optimization.
Immerse.
To become fully involved in a particular activity, to dip or submerge in a liquid, especially so that they or it are entirely covered.
Examples:
Immerse the cloth in the dye. Completely immerse the ingredient. He immersed himself in his research.
Memorize.
To learn something carefully so that you will remember it exactly.
Examples:
Memorize musical scores. Try hard to memorize the lines. Lawyers need to memorize even the most minor provisions of the law.
Augment.
To increase the size, extent, quantity, etc. of something by adding something to it.
Examples:
Augment the reality. Augment immunity. Economic factors and monetary policy augmented inflation.
Storytelling.
The act or art of narrating or writing stories.
Examples:
Storytelling performance. Courtroom storytelling. She was skilled in storytelling techniques, such as using different voices for other characters.
Decorate.
To add beauty or distinction to something by the addition of ornament, art, etc.
Examples:
Decorate a wall. Decorate for Christmas. They decorated the room with balloons and streamers for the birthday party.
Gamification.
The use of game design elements and techniques in non-game contexts to engage and motivate people to achieve their goals.
Examples:
Gamification of education. Use gamification to learning. The company implemented a gamification program to encourage employees to meet their sales targets.
Boardroom.
A room where the board of directors of a company or organization meets.
Examples:
Boardroom meeting. Boardroom decision. The corporate boardroom was filled with tense silence as the CEO presented the new plan.
Revolve.
To rotate around a central point.
Examples:
Revolve at high speed. Revolve around a central axis. The Earth revolves around the Sun in an elliptical orbit.
Decode.
To convert something, such as a message or piece of information, from a specific form into one that you can understand.
Examples:
Decode a message. Ability to decode the differences. The software could decode the encrypted data and reveal the hidden information.
Holography.
A technique for creating three-dimensional images using lasers to record and reconstruct interference patterns.
Examples:
Optical holography. 3D holography. Holography technology uses light interference patterns to create a 3D image.
Proprioception.
The sense of the relative position of one's body parts and their movement, regulated by receptors in the muscles, tendons, and joints. The ability to sense where one's body is in space without relying on vision.
Examples:
Improve proprioception. Proprioception training. Athletes rely heavily on proprioception to perform complex movements with precision.
Primate.
Any mammal of the order primates, which includes monkeys, apes, and humans.
Examples:
Primate species. Primate sanctuary. Many scientists study primate behavior and intelligence.
Neuron.
A cell that is specialized to carry information within the brain and between the brain and other parts of the body.
Examples:
Excite the neurons. Neuron cell body. Our body transfers information along each neuron using an electrical impulse.
Distracted.
Having one's attention diverted or divided, being unable to concentrate because of being preoccupied or worried.
Examples:
Get distracted by an urgent matter. Distracted by a conversation. I was so distracted by my phone that I nearly walked into a lamppost.
Explode.
To burst or break open violently and noisily, to cause something to burst or break open.
Examples:
Explode in anger. Explode in popularity. The old building exploded in a fiery inferno.
Co-founder.
One of several people who establishes an organization or starts a business.
Examples:
Co-founder of the university. Late co-founder. He is the co-founder and chairman of this tech company.
Figment.
Something invented or imagined, particularly something that is not real, tangible, or concrete, a product of the imagination.
Examples:
Figment of imagination. Figment of memory. The idea that the government is spying on us is just a figment of your imagination.
Profoundly.
To a great or complete degree, deeply.
Examples:
Profoundly insightful. Sleep profoundly. The novel affected her profoundly, causing her to question her beliefs and values.